Today in class, we talked about completing body paragraph 1 on your Unit 4A research paper outline. Once you open the outline, scroll down to Roman numeral 2, where it's highlighted in yellow, body paragraph 1, your claim, your viewpoint. Each body paragraph consists of a topic sentence, an introduction to your claim, followed by your quote, the explanation of your quote, and a concluding sentence. When completing your body paragraph, it's easiest if you do this out of order a little. We're going to skip letter A, the topic sentence, and skip letter B, and we'll circle back to that in a few minutes. We are going to start with letter C, which is your quote. This is what your whole paragraph will be about. So when you know what that is, it's easier to fill in the other parts. And the beautiful thing is you already found the quotes last week during your social issues project. So if you open yours back up, and I have a student example open on my screen, locate the slide that contains both of your quotes supporting the topic that you chose. Once you find that slide, read through both of your quotes and determine which one best supports your thesis statement. Once you decide on that, you're going to copy it directly from the slide. Go back to your Unit 4A research paper and paste it underneath the example right next to that blue arrow. And notice that this quote is in MLA format, so there are quotation marks starting and ending, and in parentheses is the author's last name followed by a period. And again, make sure you are capitalizing and punctuating. Now that you have your quote, we are circling back, so scroll up to letter A, your topic sentence. This is the very first sentence of your body paragraph, and it tells you the main idea of your paragraph, so what you're trying to prove. And like the title says, it's only one sentence. We give you a template and an example. So you're starting with a transitional phrase followed by your argument. So in my example about students wearing school uniforms, my topic sentence is to start, enforcing school uniforms gives students the negative feeling of uniformity. So I have my transition in red and my argument in green. You are typing yours in blue next to this arrow, and we even started with your transitional phrase for you. So finish the sentence here. Then scroll down to letter B, which is the introduction to your claim. This is introducing the quote that you already found in letter C. You do two things to introduce your quote. First, you want to identify your source. Is the author of your article a psychiatrist, a journalist, a doctor, a scientist? And what is the author's name? And then letter B, you're summarizing to provide context. What is this author's argument? What do they believe? And we also provide you some verbs to use if you struggle with coming up, like believes, claims, confirms, argues. This should be only 1 to 2 sentences long. Here's my example again using school uniforms. Psychiatrist Jeffrey Mankin believes that when students are forced to wear uniforms every day, they don't have a chance to explore their unique style and individuality through the clothes they choose. So that was one sentence. Notice that my source I identify is psychiatrist Jeffrey Mankin. My verb is believes, and the rest of this is summarizing what Jeffrey Mankin believes. So you are typing yours next to this blue arrow below the example. Letter C, we already found our quote. Letter D, you're going to spend most of your time on because this is where you're actually analyzing your quote. So this part should be 2 to 3 sentences long minimum. And you don't want to summarize your quote. What you want to do is prove how that quote supports your thesis statement. And you want to make sure it's in the third person point of view. So no pronouns like I, me, we, us. My example, as you can see, is 3 sentences long, and it reads, this shows that requiring uniforms sends a message that all kids are the same. The uniforms can negatively impact students' academic growth due to the fact that they limit their creativity. That limitation can make education feel more of a burden to students, causing a downfall in academic motivation. So that's analyzing the quote right above it that I have in my example. So please reference the examples given when you are writing your responses. And letter E is just your concluding sentence. You're just restating what your paragraph was about. My example is, thus, school uniforms can cause discomfort to students both physically and emotionally. And you are typing your response again next